Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate giram kriptam vande Shri Govindarinam. Yatkripatamahan bande Paramanandamadan Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram aveda smrite pritam syat. Shri Chaitanyam namamita. Radhikishori Mataji, you can put on the group that the class has started.
Yes, Prabhu.
Sometime
I'll do
devotees
that.
join after the announcement.
Yes.
Do we start with chapter 8? Is it correct? Please confirm.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji. We did one chapter in the last class, and it was all about where we have finished the different types of avatars. Like
Avatars
that.
are over. Avatars are over.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is sun, Anandita Mataji. I could see sun in your this thing. There is sun.
Yeah, yeah.
Really? Mayapur today we have had no sun. We have not seen the sun today. Pardon?
No, it's coming. It came late today, around 1.
Okay, today the sun has not come in Mayapur. Very rare.
Which is the sun has come today, but there is no heat. It's very cold.
Still cold, sir. Okay, so let's go ahead. Mataji, you can read.
Okay. Chapter 9, the opulences of Krishna. Since Lord Chaitanya is specially merciful to innocent, unsophisticated persons, his name is also Patit Pavan, the deliverer of the most fallen conditioned souls. Although a conditioned soul may be fallen to the lowest position, such a lowly state will not prevent him from advancing in the spiritual science, provided he is innocent. Sanatan Goswami was considered fallen in society because he was in the service of the Muslim government and had thus been excommunicated from Brahminical society. But because he was a sincere soul, Lord Chaitanya showed him special favor by granting him a wealth of spiritual information. The Lord next explained to Sanatan Goswami how the different spiritual planets are situated in the spiritual sky. The spiritual planets are also known as Vaikuntha planets. The planets of the material creation have a limited length and breadth, but as far as the Vaikuntha planets are concerned, because they are spiritual, there is no limit to their dimensions. Lord Chaitanya informed Sanatan Goswami that the length and breadth of every Vaikuntha planet is thousands of billions of miles. In other words, no one can measure any Vaikuntha planet's actual extent. Each of these planets is unlimitedly expanded, and in each of them, the residents are full in all 6 opulences: wealth, strength, knowledge, beauty, fame, and renunciation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is present in every Vaikuntha planet. Indeed, in each Vaikuntha planet, an expansion of Krishna has his eternal abode, and Krishna himself has his original eternal abode called Krishna Lok or Golok Vrindavan.
Mataji, you can pause there for a minute. We saw how Srila Prabhupada introduces this chapter by saying that Krishna consciousness is freely available to those who are innocent and unsophisticated. He says it's especially available for them. And if we notice Sanatan Goswami was a minister in the palace of King Nawab Hussain Shah. and he was very vastly learned. When he met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, people consider me to be a learned man, but actually I am a fool because I don't know who I am and I don't know what is the purpose of life. So, uh, this was the quality of Sanatan Goswami which attracted the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That uh, he maintained a very unsophisticated, a sincere, an innocent position. So it is not that if one is educated, then one is automatically insincere. Of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the more you become educated in this material world, a bigger ass you become. You know? So because material education produces a sense of false identity. So the bigger the education, the bigger the ass. It says, like a gada, say like they say. So you don't see gadas anymore in India. Not very rare to see gada anymore. So I guess that's the generation of children growing up today have no idea what is the meaning of a gada. Okay. So any case, so uh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that more education makes you, the higher the education, the bigger the ass you become. Because more and more education produces more and more a sense of false identity. Therefore, what Sanatan Goswami did is extraordinary. Having been so highly educated, having been in a prestigious position, still when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took a very honest stand. People consider to me to be a learned man, but actually I'm a fool because I don't know what I am. That's so that we have to learn from that. That if Sanatan Goswami could say that, and Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, we know that when they left government service, they had so much boat full of gold coins. They were extremely rich, privileged. Yeah, they had a lot of material opulence. They were highly learned, a prestigious position, yet they call themselves fools. So we should be cautious when we think ourselves to be competent. If they could call themselves fools, so we should understand what our position would be. But nevertheless, as Prabhupada says, it doesn't matter what our position is because Lord Chaitanya is called Patita Pavan. It is the most unique feature of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that one who is most patita, the most fallen, gets his mercy first. Therefore, there is no incarnation or no form of the Lord who can surpass Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, it's interesting as we see here that even when we have drawings or in our minds, we have a conception of Vaikuntha planets, right? So in our minds, the conception is still limited by spatially limited. But here it's very nicely explained that the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual sky have unlimited length and breadth. You cannot measure them. They're unlimited in length and breadth. So like that, you have billions of such Vaikuntha planets. So that is the expanse of unlimitedness. Our minds are so tiny, we have no clue of what is being even spoken about. So by taking up an innocent, sophisticated, unsophisticated attitude, then the unlimited, the infinite becomes perceivable to us. That is by the Supreme Lord's mercy. Okay, you can go ahead.
Prabhuji, can you repeat the last line?
The unlimited, I'm distracted by the sun I'm seeing around you. It looks very warm. Okay, so because it's cold here. Okay, so the unlimited, the infinite cannot be conceived by something so infinitesimal. It's not possible for something infinitesimal to conceive the infinite, unlimited. So it's not possible. But Even that becomes possible when one has an innocent and unsophisticated attitude. So Lord Chaitanya reveals the infinite to the infinitesimal. Yeah. But in any other process, it's not going to work. Is it okay? Yes. Okay, you can go ahead.
Prabhuji, there's a message on the chat. Namsaki Mataji is asking, are we not reading Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 5th chapter?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, anyway. Oh, yeah. How did I forget? Okay. Uh, uh, you just we are at 6 for 18 now. 16:18. We'll go until 16:30 and then we'll do it.
Okay. In this universe, even the largest planet lies in one corner of outer space. For example, although the sun is a million times larger than the earth, it still lies in one corner of outer space. Similarly, each of the Vaikuntha planets, although unlimited in length and breadth, lies in a corner of the spiritual sky known as the Brahma Jyoti. In the Brahma Samhita 5.40, the Brahma Jyoti is described as Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhutam, or undivided and unlimited and without a trace of the material modes of nature. All the Vaikuntha planets are like petals of a lotus flower, and the principal part of that lotus, the center of all Vaikunthas, is called Krishna Lok or Golok Vrindavan. Thus, the expansions of Krishna in various forms, as described herein, as well as his various abodes on the spiritual planets in the spiritual sky, are unlimited. Even demigods like Brahma and Shiva cannot see the Vaikuntha planets or even estimate their number or vast extent. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-21. No one can estimate the length and breadth of all the Vaikuntha planets. Elsewhere in the Bhagavatam 2:741, it is stated that not only are demigods like Brahma and Shiva unable to make such an estimate, but even Anant, the incarnation of the Lord's opulence of strength, cannot ascertain any limit to the Lord's potency or to the area of the different Vaikuntha planets. Again, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-21, one of the prayers of Brahma is very convincing in this connection. O my dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystic powers, no one can know or explain the extent of your Vaikuntha planets or how you expand your Yogamaya energy throughout the three worlds. And a few verses earlier, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:14-7, Brahma prays, Gunatmanaste api gunan vimatum hitavatirnasya ka ishire asya kalena yerva vimitahasu kalpair bhu pamshavaha khe mihika dyubhasha. Scientists and learned men cannot even measure the atomic constitution of a single planet. Even if they could count the molecules of snow in the sky or the number of stars in space, they could not understand how you descend on this earth or in this universe with your innumerable transcendental potencies and qualities. In Srimad Bhagavatam 2.7.41, Lord Brahma informs Narad that none of the great sages born before Narad, including Brahma himself, can measure the extent of the Supreme Lord's potencies. Indeed, Brahma declared even Anant, with his thousands of tongues, fail when he tries to fully describe the Lord's energies. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:87-41, the personified Vedas pray, Dyupataya evatena yayur antam anantataya tvam api yad antaranda nichaya nanu shavranaha khaiv rajamsi vanti vayasa sahayach Shrutyas Tvai hi falantyantan atan nirasanena bhavan nidhanaha. O Lord, you are unlimited, and therefore no one can measure the extent of your potencies. I think that even you do not know the range of your energies. An unlimited number of planets float in the sky just like atoms, and great Vedantists who are engaged in research to find you discover that everything is different from you. At last, they conclude that you are everything. When Lord Krishna was within this universe, Brahma played a trick on him in order to confirm that the special cowherd boy in Vrindavan was actually Krishna himself. By his mystic power, Brahma stole all the cows, calves, and cowherd friends of Krishna and hid them. But when Brahma returned to see what Krishna was doing alone, he saw that Krishna was still playing with the same cows, calves, and cowherd boys. By whose Vaikuntha potency, Lord Krishna had expanded all the stolen cows, calves, and friends. Indeed, Brahma saw millions and billions of them, and he also saw millions and billions of hoarding sticks and fruits, lotus flowers, and horns. All the cowherd boys were wearing different clothes and ornaments, and no one could count their vast numbers. Then Brahma saw each of the cowherd boys become a four-handed Narayan, and he also saw innumerable Brahmas from different universes offering obeisances to the Lord. He saw that all these personalities were emanating from the body of Krishna, and after a second, entering into his body. Lord Brahma became struck with wonder by this extraordinary feat of Krishna's. And in a prayer, he stated that although anyone and everyone could say they knew all about Krishna, as far as he was concerned, he did not know anything about him. My dear Lord, he said, the potencies and opulences you have exhibited just now are beyond the ability of my mind to understand. Lord Chaitanya further explained that not only is the potency of Krishna Lok limitless, but so also is that of Vrindavan, Lord Krishna's abode on this planet. From one point of view, Vrindavan is about 32 square miles in area, yet in one part of this Vrindavan, all the Vaikunthas exist. The area of present day Vrindavan contains 12 forests and covers about 84 crochets, or 168 miles in area, and Vrindavan city is estimated to be about 16 crochets, or 32 square miles. How all the Vaikunthas can exist there is beyond material calculation. Thus, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded that the potencies and opulences of Krishna are unlimited. Whatever he told Sanatan Goswami was only partial, but by such a partial presentation, one can try to imagine the whole. While Lord Chaitanya was speaking to Sanatan Goswami about the opulences of Krishna, he became deeply immersed in ecstasy, and in that transcendental state, he recited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 3:20-21, in which Uddhav, after the disappearance of Krishna, told Vidura, Swayam tva asamyatishyas tray adhishaha स्वराज्य लक्ष्य में आप्त समस्त कामः बलिम हरद भीष चिरलोक पालः किरीट कोटि कोटिदित 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 पाद पीठः. Krishna is the master of all demigods, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and the expansion of Vishnu within this universe. Therefore, no one is equal to or greater than him, and he is full in six opulences. All the demigods engaged in the administration of each universe offer their respectful obeisances unto him. Indeed, the helmets on their heads are beautiful because they are decorated with the imprints of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. It is similarly stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.1 that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and no one can be equal to or greater than him. That is Brahma's conclusion. Although the universal rulers, Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu, are masters of each and every universe, they too are servants of the Supreme Lord Krishna. As the cause of all causes, Lord Krishna is also the cause of Mahavishnu, the first of the incarnations who control this material creation. From Mahavishnu come Garbhodakshai Vishnu and Shirodakshai Vishnu. Thus, Krishna is the master of Garbhodakshai Vishnu and Shirodakshai Vishnu. And he is also the super soul within each living entity in the universe. The Brahma Samhita 5.48 states, by Mahavishnu's breathing, innumerable universes are produced. In each universe, there are innumerable Vishnu Tattvas, but it should be understood that Lord Krishna is the master of them all and that they are but his partial plenary expansions. From the revealed scriptures, it is understood that Krishna lives in three transcendental places. His most confidential residence is Golok Vrindavan. It is there that he stays with his father, mother, and friends, exhibits his transcendental relationships, and bestows his mercy upon his eternal entourage. There, Yogamaya acts as his maid servant in the Rasalila dance. The residents of Vrajabhumi think the Lord is glorified by particles of his transcendental mercy and affection, and due to his merciful existence, the residents of Vrindavan have not the slightest anxiety. As stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.43, in the spiritual sky, all the Vaikuntha planets which make up Vishnu Lok are below the planet known as Krishna Lok, Golok Vrindavan. On that supreme planet, the Lord enjoys his transcendental bliss in multiple forms, and all the opulences of the Vaikunthas are fully displayed on that one planet. Like Krishna, his associates are also full in opulences. In the Padma Puran, Uttarakhand 255.57, it is stated that the material energy and the spiritual energy are separated by the Virija river. That river flows from the perspiration of the first Purush incarnation. On the far bank of the Virija is the eternal nature, unlimited and all blissful, called the spiritual sky, the spiritual kingdom, or the kingdom of God. The spiritual planets are called Vaikunthas because there is no lamentation or fear there, and everything is eternal. The spiritual world has been calculated to comprise 3/4 of the energies of the Supreme Lord, and the material world comprises 1/4. But no one can understand what that 3/4 is, since even this material universe cannot be described. Trying to convey to Sanatan Goswami something of the extent of this display of 1/4 of Krishna's energy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next cited an incident from the scriptures in which Brahma, the Lord of this universe, came to see Krishna at Dwarka. When Brahma, the first creator being in the universe, approached Krishna, the doorman informed Krishna that Brahma had arrived to see him. Upon hearing this, Krishna inquired as to which Brahma had come. And the doorman returned to Brahma and asked, "Which Brahma are you?" Krishna has asked. Brahma was struck with wonder. Why did Krishna ask such a question? Brahma informed the doorman, "Please tell him that the Brahma who is the father of the four Kumaras and who has 4 heads has come to see him." The doorman informed Krishna and then asked Brahma to come inside. Brahma offered his obeisances unto the lotus feet of Krishna, and after Krishna had received him with all honor, the Lord asked him why he had come. "I shall tell you of my purpose in coming here," Lord Brahma replied. "But first, I ask you to kindly remove a doubt I have. Your doorman asked me that you Your doorman told me that you asked which Brahma had come to see you. May I inquire if there are other Brahmas beside me? Upon hearing this, Krishna smiled and at once called for many Brahmas from many other universes. The four-handed Brahma then saw many other Brahmas coming to see Krishna and offer their respects. Some of them had 10 heads, some had 20, some had 100, and some even had a million heads. Indeed, the four-headed Brahma could not even count the Brahmas who came to offer their obeisances to Krishna. Krishna then called many other demigods from various universes, and they all came to offer their respects to the Lord. Upon seeing this wonderful exhibition by Krishna, the four-headed Brahma became nervous and began to think he was just like a mosquito in the midst of many elephants. Since so many demigods were offering obeisances unto the lotus feet of Krishna, Brahma concluded that no one can measure Krishna's unlimited potency. All the helmets of the various demigods and Brahmas shone brightly in the assembly, and when the helmets struck one another, as the demigods offered obeisances, the helmets seemed to make a great sound of prayer. Dear Lord, the demigod said, it is your great mercy upon us that you have called us to see you. Is there any particular order? If so, we will carry it out at once. There is nothing specially required of you, Lord Krishna replied. I only wanted to see you all together at one time. I offer my blessings to you. Don't be afraid of the demons. By your mercy, everything is all right, they all replied. There are no disturbances at present, for for by appearing on the earth, you have vanquished everything inauspicious. As each Brahma saw Krishna, each thought that Krishna was only within his universe. After this incident, Krishna wished all the Brahmas farewell, and after offering respects to him, they returned to their respective universes. Upon seeing this, the four-headed Brahma at once fell down at the feet of Krishna and said, what I thought about you before was all nonsense. People may say they know you perfectly, but as far as I am concerned, I cannot begin to conceive how great you are. You are beyond my understanding. Krishna then informed him, this particular universe is only 4,000 million miles across, but there are many millions and billions of universes which are far, far greater than this one. Some of these are many trillions of miles across, and all these universes require strong Brahmas with many more than four heads. Krishna further informed Brahma, this material creation is only 1/4 of my creative potency. 3/4 is in the spiritual kingdom. The four-headed Brahma then offered obeisances to Krishna and departed, now understanding the meaning of the Lord's 3/4 energy. The Lord is known as Trayadishvara, a name indicating his principal abodes, Gokul, Mathura, and Dwarka. These three abodes are full of opulences, and Lord Krishna is the master of all of them, situated as he is in his transcendental potency. Lord Krishna, the master of all transcendental energies, is thus full with six opulences, and because he is the master of all opulences, all the Vedic literatures acclaim him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya then sang a nice song to Sanatan Goswami about the opulences of Krishna. All the pastimes of Krishna are exactly like the activities of human beings. Therefore, it is to be understood that his form is like that of human being. Indeed, the human form is an imitation of his form. Krishna is dressed just like a cowherd boy. He has a flute in his hand and he seems to be just like a newly grown youth. He is always playful and he plays just like an ordinary boy. Thus, Lord Chaitanya began telling Sanatan Goswami about the beautiful aspects of Krishna. The Lord said that anyone who understands these beautiful qualities is dipped into an ocean of nectar. Krishna's Yogamaya potency is transcendental, beyond the material energy, but the Lord exhibits his transcendental potency even within this material world just to satisfy his confidential devotees. In other words, Krishna appears in the material world to satisfy his devotees. His qualities are so attractive that Krishna himself becomes eager to understand himself. When he is fully decorated and stands with his body curved in three ways, with his eyebrows always moving and his eyes so attractive, the gopis become enchanted. His special abode is at the top of the spiritual sky, and he resides there with his associates, the cowherd boys, the gopis, and all the goddesses of fortune. It is there that he is known as Madan Mohan. There are many different pastimes of Krishna, such as his pastimes in the forms of Vasudeva and Sankarshan. In the material sky, he performs pastimes as the first Purush incarnation, the creator of the material world. There are also pastimes in which he incarnates as a fish or a tortoise or takes the forms of Lord Brahma and Shiva, incarnations of the material qualities. In his pastimes as an empowered incarnation, he takes the form of King Prithu, and he also performs pastimes as the super soul in everyone's heart and as the impersonal Brahman as well. Among Krishna's innumerable pastimes, however, the most important are his human like activities. Frolicking in Vrindavan, dancing with the gopis, playing with the Pandavas on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and playing in Mathura and Dwarka. And his most important pastimes in the human form are those in which he appears as a cowherd boy, a newly grown youth who plays a flute. Just a partial manifestation of his pastime in Golok, in Gokul, Mathura, and Dwaravati or Dwaraka can overflood the whole universe with love of Godhead. Everyone can be attracted by the beautiful qualities of Krishna. The manifestation of Krishna's internal potency, Yogamaya, is not exhibited in the part of the kingdom of God comprising the Vaikuntha planets, but Krishna does exhibit that internal potency within the universe when he descends from his personal abode out of his inconceivable mercy. Krishna is so wonderful and attractive that he himself becomes attracted by his own beauty, and this is a proof that he is full of all inconceivable potencies. As far as the ornaments decorating Krishna's body are concerned, it appears that they do not beautify him, but that they themselves become simply beautiful simply by being on his body. Always standing in a three curved way, he attracts all living entities, including the demigods. Indeed, he even attracts the Narayan form who presides in every Vaikuntha planet.
Any questions? We'll take up Bhagavatam, but any thoughts, questions, reflections? One thing that we need to remember is not only are the Vaikuntha planets unlimited, each of the planet is also unlimited. Each of the planets is also unlimited.
Prabhuji, this last paragraph, first line, the manifestation of Krishna's internal potency, Yogamaya, is not exhibited in the part of the kingdom of God comprising the Vaikuntha planets. But Krishna does exhibit that internal potency within the universe when he descends from his personal abode out of his inconceivable mercy.
No. That basically what is being referred to is that not. I mean, the spiritual world is conducted with internal energy, okay? But it's referring to that part of the internal energy which uh, uh, which covers the knowledge of Krishna's position in the sense that he plays as a cowherd boy. That is not exhibited in Vaikuntha, but it's exhibited even in the material world. That's what is being referred. I mean, in English it's put like this, but that's what is the intended meaning. Because there are three potencies: Antaranga, Bahiranga, and Tatastha. So the spiritual world is conducted by the Antaranga, internal potency. But in the internal potency, there are various features. One feature of the internal potency, it covers the knowledge of Krishna, which is exhibited in Vrindavan, and also it exhibited in the Vrindavan of this material world.
Okay,
Is it okay? Okay.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Probably this is quite related to this chapter we read today. I was hearing one Punjabi Bhag's class today by, I forgot the name. So he was saying that in Goloka, Krishna is always now a Yovana of 16 years of age, and Radharani doesn't go beyond 14 years. And there are no Bal Leela over there, like Makhan Chor and all these Leelas are not there. So all these Leelas happens when in the Bhaum Leela pastimes only. There, these pastimes doesn't happen. So how to understand this? Because there are also Anand and Baba, Yashoda Mata there.
Pardon, there
are also parents, right? Yashoda Mata, Nand Baba, all are there, cowherd, elderly gopis are also there.
There is no Kamsa though.
I know.
So there are no demons. But I have also read, I also heard or read somewhere that there are demons or some kind of a play. Something is there. It's not as simplistic as there are no Bal Leelas. Maybe. But I need to, I remember hearing or reading somewhere that there are demons in the spiritual world, but not
you
like.
mentioned this also, like the killing of the demons and all these things are not there. Like Krishna is
There are demons. There are no demons for sure. Like for example, see in the material world, you have day and night, right? So even in the spiritual world, also you have day and night. I'm just giving a. It is not the day and night how it is in this material world. Those are for the pastimes of Krishna. So like that, I've heard both that there are no Balalila. There is in term because for example, there are demons. They're not real demons, but some kind of
mocking type of like
for pastimes. There is something. So I need to ask some scholar like Bharat Swami or something. I'll have to ask him and get back to you.
Yeah, sure, probably. Okay.
Okay, so we'll read that Bhagavatam. Those 3 verses in purport.
You just mentioned that the manifestation of internal potency part, which Madhavi asked. You said that when the part of the energy or the type of the internal energy which hovers, which makes Krishna forget about his own identity, right? As Supreme Personality of Godhead, just mentioned about that. So internal potency is the manifestation, is the energy of Krishna, right?
Yeah.
And Krishna, till now, like I have understood that Krishna knows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he doesn't show himself. Otherwise, he could not relish the pastimes happening over there, like in the Bhaumila pastime. So it is by own Krishna's will that Krishna doesn't let any of his associates know that he is God.
Yeah.
So does this thing work through the spiritual potency or by Krishna's own will? I don't know how to understand this.
First of all, that absence of knowledge of Krishna is a feature of love. It is not a feature of ignorance.
Yeah.
So in the material world is a feature of ignorance, but there it is a feature of love. So they so much excessively love Krishna that there is no sense of him being God. So it is not forgetfulness of Krishna, it is love of Krishna, which when it intensified to a certain extent, then one forgets the identity of Krishna. So that is an enactment of his Yogamaya potency. You're asking whether it's Krishna's will. It's by the Yogamaya, by the potency of by the potency of his Yogamaya, those pastimes are enacted. It is not that Krishna is playing a drama. Okay, it's not like a drama. It is real, actually. It's not that in a drama at any given point in time, the person who's acting knows I'm somebody else, right? It's not like that. It's not like that. Krishna is that when he's acting like that. He is that. So it's not like, that is the, it may be not conceivable for our minds, but that's what it is. It's not, he's not acting, it's not some action, it's not some drama or play or anything. No. He is uh, the one who is dependent on the love of his devotees. Yeah, the independent becomes dependent. You can say he became dependent by his will, but whatever it is, when he is dependent. It's not that he's thinking, actually, I'm not so dependent, but I'm acting like this. No. When he's dependent, he's dependent. When he's independent, he's independent. Like that.
So this part of this type of spiritual potency, Antaranga Shakti, happens only in the Bhaumlila pastimes, where Krishna
No, not
wants
Baumalila.
to.
Baumalila means Vrindavan. That's what is being referred to here.
Yeah,
It happens
in the middle world.
both in Goloka Vrindavan and Bauma Vrindavan. Vrindavan.
Okay.
Vrindavan.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we have the Bhagavatam verse Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Sangapangasra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtanai Praye Yajantihi Sume Dashaha. Okay, Mati, could you read the synonyms, translation, and purport?
Yes, Guruji. Krishna Varnam, repeating the syllables Krishna, Tvisha, with a luster. Akrishnam, not black, golden. Sa-ang, along with associates. Up-ang, servitors. Astra, weapons. Parshadam, confidential companions. Yagyah, by sacrifice. Sankirtan prayah, consisting chiefly of congregational chanting. Yajanti, they worship. He, certainly. Sumedhashaha, Sumedhasaha, intelligent persons. Translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead who constantly sings the names of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport by His Divine Grace, by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The same verse is quoted by Krishnadas Kaviraj in the Chaitanya Charitamrit Adi Leela, chapter 3, verse 52. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada has given the following commentary on this verse. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam known as the Krama Sandarbha, wherein he says that Lord Krishna also appears with a golden complexion. That golden Lord Krishna is Lord Chaitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. That is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Garga Muni, who said that although the child Krishna was blackish, he also appears in 3 other colors, red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexions in the Satya and Treta ages respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color yellow gold until he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, who is known as Gaur Hari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varnam means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoying transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. Varnayati means utters or describes. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also. And because he is Krishna himself, whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by seeing Lord Chaitanya, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu Tattva. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Sangopangastra Parashadam further indicates that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. By his super excellent beauty, he subdues all the people of the ages. In other descents, the Lord sometimes used weapons to defeat the demoniac, but in this age, the Lord subdues them with his all attractive figure as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that his beauty is his astra or weapon, and to subdue the demons. His beauty is his astra or weapons to subdue the demons. Because he is all attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods lived with him as his companions. His acts were uncommon and his associates wonderful. When he propagated the Sankirtan movement, he attracted many great scholars and acharyas, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his best associates like Lord Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Srila Jiva Goswami cites a verse from the Vedic literature that says that there is no necessity of performing sacrificial demonstrations or ceremonial functions. He comments that instead of engaging in such external pompous exhibitions, all people, regardless of caste, color, or creed, can assemble together and chant Hare Krishna to worship Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam indicates that prominence should be given to the name Krishna. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna consciousness and chanted the name of Krishna. Therefore, to worship Lord Chaitanya, everyone should together chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To propagate worship in churches, temples, or mosques is not possible because people have lost interest in that. But anywhere and everywhere, people can chant Hare Krishna. Thus, worshipping Lord Chaitanya, they can perform the highest activity and fulfill the highest religious purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a famous disciple of Lord Chaitanya, said, "The principle of transcendental devotional service having been lost, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared to deliver again the process of devotion. He is so kind that he is distributing love of Krishna. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet as humming bees are attracted to a lotus flower." The incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also described in the Sri Vishnu Sahasranam, which appears in chapter 189 of the Dana Dharma Parva of Mahabharata. Srila Jiva Goswami has quoted this reference as follows: Suvarna Varno Hemango Varangash Chandar Nandgadi. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with a golden complexion.
Suvarna Varnam Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi. This is from the Vishnu Sahasranama. Okay.
His limbs are beautiful and his body, smeared with the pulp of sandalwood, seems like molten gold. He has also quoted Sanyas Krich Shamaha Shanto
Sanyasa Krit Chama Shanto Nishta Shanti Parayana.
In his later pastimes, he accepts the sannyas order and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, for he silences the impersonalist non-devotees.
Very beautiful explanation of the Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Sangapanga Sparshan Yajne Sankirtane Praye Yajantihi Sumedashaha. Any thoughts, reflections on this? It's just nectarian. Okay, 1 minute. I will just look for one more reference from this text. I'll just tell that to you and you just look that up. I'll just give me a second. I'll just find that. Yeah, if you look at this verse, there is a reference to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Just go down in this verse. Jiva Goswami, he gives the explanation. They give the explanation of Jiva Goswami, and then Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. There are two verses, 254, Madhilila, chapter 6, 254 and 255. Can you just play that, put that on the screen? These are translation. I mean, this is from 255, but both 254 and 255 are very important.
Which Leela?
Madhilila, chapter 6, 254. Yeah. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Shikshartameka Purusha Purana, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Shariradari, Kripamudir Yas Tamaham Prapadye. Can you just go to the translation? Let me take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has descended in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach us real knowledge, his devotional service, and detachment from whatever does not foster Krishna consciousness. He has descended because he is an ocean of transcendental mercy. Let me surrender unto his lotus feet. This verse and the following verse are included in the Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka, 674-75 by Sri Kavi Karnapura. Okay, go to the next verse. That is the verse which is being referred to. The purport of the next verse is what is being referred to. The purport of Krishna Parnam Krishna Krishna. Kalan Nashtam Bhakti Yogam Nijam Ya Pradushkritam Krishna Chaitanya Nama Avirbhutastasya Padharvinde Gadam Gadam Liyatam Chitta Bringa. Okay, can you read the translation to that? Yeah.
Let my consciousness, which is like a honeybee, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who was just now appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to teach the ancient system of devotional service to himself. This system has almost been lost due to the influence of time.
Go to the next verse. Can you just go to the next verse? Yeah. Yeah. It's, yeah.
These two verses composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will always declare his name and fame as loudly as a pounding drum, for they have become pearl necklaces around the necks of all devotees.
So these are two very important verses composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And it is said that they have become pearl necklaces around the necks of all devotees. So all of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, for all of the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, these two verses are very, very important.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So these two shlokas were composed by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and are mentioned in Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natak by Kavi Karnapura, right?
Yes. And Kaviraj Goswami quotes it here.
Prabhuji, I have a question here. Can I ask now?
Yes.
Prabhuji, how there are four bona fide sampradaya and there are many branches of these sampradayas, like Brahmanarya Sampradaya, Gauriya Sampradaya, one is also one of the parts. So in other sampradayas also must be there. So how do those other three sampradayas take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates? Do they also
No, they don't accept him as they don't accept him as avatari. No, they don't accept him like that. In fact, the next verse of the Chaitanya Charitamrita that we're going to read, of the Bhagavatam which we're going to read, the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu take it to refer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But as we can see in the Prabhupada, it is mentioned in the purport that the followers of the Sri Vaishnava, that the verses could refer to this thing also, to Lord Ramachandra also, because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a hidden incarnation. So I don't know how they explain the Krishna Varnam verse, but the next two verses, they take that to mean Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they take that to mean Lord Ramachandra also. I mean, it could mean Lord Ramachandra also. So in fact, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita says that one who does not accept Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a demon. So that does not mean that other sampradayas are demons. I mean, they're not, because they're bona fide Vaishnava sampradaya. So what it means is that It shows the bhava, the allegiance of uh, the followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to him, their sentiment, their feeling, their affection for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So some things in Vaishnava Sampradaya, Vaishnava discussions or Vaishnava scriptures, we should know how to take them. We cannot take that and apply it, okay, so the Sri Vaishnavas are demon now because they don't accept Lord Chaitanya the way we accept. No, so some of these statements, like what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami makes, they have to be understood through the eyes of the learned and wise devotees. So the acharyas take it that this refers to the affection, the allegiance that the followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that.
Like, I know one saint, he's no more in this body, and our family and the new and they have been following that Maharaj, and he is one of my Shiksha Guru also in Krishna consciousness. I have seen the altar in Vrindavan in one of his ashrams that they have put Radha Krishna and the Panchatattva picture on the same platform, on the topmost. There are different levels, right, in our altars also. So I've seen that they have put both the pictures, and obviously the deities are there, and the big picture of Panchatattva on the upper platform. So this is how, and in my initial days in Krishna consciousness, I saw that. So my faith became more stronger, you know. Yeah, so they also follow, and I have seen the pictures the in the kids programs and all. And recently, Her Grace Janagi Mataji also mentioned this point in the three Balaji temple, where there is our temple also, right? So in the inauguration, she also went with other devotees, and she said that there was a minor detail in that because the devotees from other sampradaya, they came and they were worshipping our deities, and they after offering the main aarti to the Radha Madhav or to deities are there, they offered to Tulsi Maharani and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Still, they understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a devotee, not God.
They understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is what?
As devotee.
Okay.
That's why they offered aarti first to Tulsi Maharani and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Okay. But for us, he is the avatari. He's not even avatar, actually. Other incarnations, even Ramachandra is also an avatar. But Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is not an avatar. He is the avatari, the source of all incarnations.
So for us, it's obviously the effects of the different sampradayas and the details therein in their sampradaya is important for them. But for us, it's important that we should understand, we should take Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Krishna himself.
I mean, there's no meaning in calling oneself a Gaudiya Vaishnava if one does not accept Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an avatar. So it's not just some sentiment, actually. It is a reality that Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is the avatar. It's not that that is not a sentiment, but not a sentiment. That is not a feature of love. That is an objective reality. But to say that one who does not accept Lord Chaitanya is a demon, that is what is referred to as is a feature of love. Not that is not that should be understood as a feature of love. But whereas Lord Chaitanya being an avatari, that is a feature of objective reality.
Yeah, for us it's a reality. Then how to
no. It's not for us and for them. No. It is a reality.
No,
that's it.
But they are not taking it, right? It's a reality, it's a fact. That's true.
Yeah,
but they are not taking it.
Yeah, that's fine. They have a certain understanding of the absolute truth. We have the full understanding of the absolute truth. That's all. But they have an understanding of the absolute truth. But our understanding of the absolute truth is full and complete.
True.
That's why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, There has never been and there will never be such followers as the followers of Lord Chaitanya. Is that okay? What else? What are the questions from who else has some questions? Okay, so in the next class, we'll begin with the next verse from the Bhagavad. Okay, all right. Okay, so thank
Which
you all
verse
very much.
will that be, Guruji? Which
Pardon?
verse? Which verse will
33.
that?
33.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you so much.
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, जय गौर प्रेमानंदी।